We've got an absolute stonker of an auction in Double Bay. Auctioneer without a gavel is like a chippy without a hammer. You might have to drive back and go and get it. $23 million, sir. 23 million and a half.
Got a successful result, which is good.
Like a dog with a bone, he just keeps going and going and going.
If I was a betting man, I'd say this is about to take off. 5 million, 9, 10, 6 million and 15. I always forget where I park this thing. Fair income, where's the car? Can you see lights? I'm pressing the button. Ooh. Hey Siri, who am I calling?
I can't show all of your contacts.
Righto Siri. Alright, so we are arriving at our city auction rooms. This is Dex's Place, 1 Margaret Street in the city. We've got 7 properties going up for auction this morning. A mix of all different types of commercial and industrial real estate. We've got an absolute stonker of an auction in Double Bay. We had it in the auction room the other night. Didn't we? Tuesday night. Auctioneer without a gavel is like a chippy without a hammer. You might have to drive back and go and get it. It's 9:55, we're 10:30 start. What do you reckon? I need a hammer. Sorry mate, and thank you. This bottle of wine is for Grant Whiteman. Grant rang me up the other day and he was speaking to the rental bond board and he worked out that we had a bond that hadn't been claimed from our previous commercial property that we were leasing in Double Bay, $6,500. It was part of our bond. It wasn't the whole bond. The bond was like 50 grand or something, but part of our bond, we actually paid $6,500 as like a top up when we did our lease renewal. So I'm bringing him a very nice bottle of red wine as a thank you.
Good.
Grant's getting the bottle of red wine and Peppy's getting a warning letter. So Shiraz 2004.
Thank you, mate. That's very
Thank
kind.
you.
Thank you.
You made me $6,500.
I did tell the boys that.
Saved me. Found me $6,500. No, you'll really enjoy it. All right, so we've got a net income of over $1 million.
Over $1 million.
Is it really like a yield play, or it's just like I'm buying a trophy asset in Double Bay? So we're not going to be specific on income.
No, just over $1 million.
What we do is that we take a photo of every written reserve and we upload it to auction now. Double Bay, I'm pretty comfortable on. Do you think that they'd consider selling less than 25? And just clarify Redfern again, net income's 91,000. So we're selling as a going concern?
Yes.
No GST. You're freaking me out about these 25s. I left my gavel at Double Bay, so I sent Jake back to Double Bay to go and get it. He's just sent me a message saying, package inbound, 5 minutes. We are Suite 305, Building 195, Macquarie Street, Sydney, to be our first lot in today's order of sale here at JL Sydney. We have a great suite that we are selling, no question about that. Lovely modern office suite. We're here to sell it. Who'd be happy to open the bidding this morning? So we have a bid of $800,000. Thank you, sir. So your bid's at $800,000. Hopefully I can clap you at the end. $800,000, your bid. 50. 850 here at 900,000. Far right. Once. Can we say 5 grand? 905. 905. Sir, do you want to make it 925? 910 is seated in the back row. $1,000. It's worth a try. For $1,000. All right, I'm going to take it as a no. At 910, here's the bid. 910,000. Any better offer above $910,000? Bidding all done. So, congratulations, sir. Welcome. First lot in the order of sale was the property in Macquarie Street, Sydney. Had a reserve of $875,000 and we sold it for $910,000. It was a really good auction and a fun way to start the bidding. 377 New South Head Road, Double Bay. Who'd be happy to open the bidding today? 18 million. Let's start. We'll see where we go. Your bid's at 18 million. Who's going to make the next bid at 20 million? No, it's got to be 22. Won't take less. $20 million is right here. Happy to take $1 million. I can't take less. $22 million. Just because that's my decision. $22 million. 20 million. 21. 21 million. Sir, to make it 22. $22 million. It's right here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment we're just practicing. 23. $23 million. Sir, 23 million and a half. $23.5 million. 24.
If we don't get another bid, I think we need to increase the reserve. Yeah. What do you think too?
Just give it a minute.
Okay, sure.
24.5. New bidder. $24.5 million. First call. $25.5 million. All done. Is there any better bid above $25,500,000 for a trophy asset here in Double Bay before we sell it? Bidding sold. Congratulations, ma'am and sir. The next asset that we sold was an absolute trophy in Double Bay. Had a reserve price of $25 million. It was a really interesting dynamic during the auction. Bidding actually started quite low at $18 million, but because the bid came in so fast, I decided to accept that offer and I was going to try and jump up in high increments. That was a fabulous result for that property, trophy asset, strong sale, given the net income that is in place on that lot, which is circa $1 million. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to our next lot in today's order of sale. This takes us to 475 Princess Highway in Sydenham. Who'd be happy to open the bidding? 1.7. It's a start. Let's see where we go. So bids at $1,700,000.
So they're at 1.7. We have a reserve at 2 million.
The vendor will be at 1.95.
I just think we need to try and maximise what we can out of the bribe just before we do the vendor bid.
$1,950,000. So that's the seller's bid at $1,950,000. All done. Artie, I'm going to set it aside, Dominic, in the vendor's favour at $1,950,000. I'll hand it back to the gentleman for further negotiations. Our endeavours were to try and get them to increase to either 2 million or close to it. We were unable to get that, so we had a vendor's bid of 1.95. And what that did was it positioned the property at the number that we needed it to be positioned at to negotiate post-auction, so it took it closer to the reserve at 2 million. It shows that the mortgagee in possession is really doing everything they can to get the best price and maximise that price. So there's a little bit of strategy in having that vendor bid at 1,950, and we'll see what the buyer's prepared to pay after the auction. Folks, we're going to jump to Redfern Street in Redfern, number 120. 2.25. It's a start. Thank you. So your bid's at $2.25 million, right here at 2.25. Sir, 2.4, $2,350,000. Can we make it 2.4, sir? You can't bid once. Didn't I read that out in the terms and conditions? $2,350,000.
I think we should put a high vendor bid in and negotiate back. Yeah, the guy's got that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm placing a bid on behalf of my vendor at $2,900,000. That's the vendor's bid. Any better bid above $2.9 million? Done. Matt, Miron, I'll set it aside in the vendor's favour. We'll hand it back to you, gentlemen, for further negotiations. So we had a vendor's bid of $2.9 million. Grant's buyer isn't going to pay $2.9 million. They're not going to pay anything close to $2.9 million. So that is now moving into a post-auction negotiation. We will be jumping to Unit 16 at Building 77 to 79 Burke Road in Alexandria. Who'd be happy to open the bidding at auction this morning? Just too far away. I'm placing the seller's bid at $1,600,000. Can we make it 25 at least, sir? We make it 1,625. 1,625. Your bid.
And see if he'll pay 1,650.
Okay.
He might pay 1,650.
Okay, yeah, great.
I think we need to have a chat.
This good buying, ladies and gentlemen. So we've had an increased bid to $1,630,000. All done. $1,630,000. Sold. Congratulations, sir. That concludes our auctions today. On behalf of the whole team at Cooley, thank you very much for coming along. We really appreciate your attendance and we certainly hope you have a great rest of the week. Thank you. Now, we had instructions to sell at $1,600,000, but we also had a buyer that came today that made a pre-auction offer at $1.6 million. That buyer wasn't going to start the bidding. They actually sung out an offer of 1.4 to commence. Now, knowing that they were the only buyer in the room, I just went straight to a vendor's bid of $1.6 million. They then tried to come in with a $10,000 increment. I rejected that $10,000 because when the buyer gives you an offer, the best way to try and get another offer is immediately. So I then was able to get that buyer to increase to 1,625. Now at this point in time, at 1,625,000, we're doing a deal, but Artie was able to go and get a further $5,000 increment. Now to me, that's the sign of a good agent and a good auctioneer that's working hard for their vendor. And that's exactly what we do. Just because an owner will sell a property doesn't mean you have to. And we were able to get that buyer to increase to $1,630,000, which is an incredible price, a great value proposition for the owner. And I think we left no stone unturned and we got the best price for the owner. That's exactly what we're here to do. All in all, great day of sales. Thanks for joining us at the Cooley Auction Centre here in the Sydney CBD. We look forward to catching you at our next auction. This is the most important part of the room. Just take us, what's the best Chardonnay we have? In less than an hour, we've literally got about 45 people coming down the cellar. Back to the kitchen.